What happens when a clever rabbit meets a grumpy farmer and his runaway tractor? Well, fasten your seatbelts, because Bugs Bunny is about to turn an ordinary day into a comedy carnival. It was a warm, sunny morning. The birds were chirping, the breeze was light, and everything seemed peaceful in the countryside. Bugs Bunny was lying under a shady tree, munching on his favorite snack, a bright orange carrot. He leaned back, relaxed, and looked at the audience with his usual smirk. "Hey, what's up, Doc? Nothing beats a carrot breakfast on a quiet day like this." He stretched his legs and was about to doze off when the ground suddenly started shaking. Bugs' long ears twitched. At first, he thought it was just his stomach rumbling, but then came a loud roar of an engine. A red tractor, bigger and louder than anything he had ever seen, was bouncing down the dirt road, kicking up clouds of dust. On the tractor was a farmer, clumsy, sweaty, and already red-faced with anger. He was struggling to keep the tractor straight as it swerved left and right. Bugs casually raised one eyebrow, still chewing his carrot. Well, looks like someone forgot to read the Tractors for Dummies manual." The tractor roared louder, and before Bugs could even blink, it was heading straight for his carrot patch. Bugs' eyes widened, but instead of panicking, he slowly stood up, held his carrot like a stop sign, and calmly said, "Hold it right there, Buster." The tractor didn't stop. It zoomed ahead, and just when it looked like Bugs was about to be flattened, he coolly hopped to the side. The tractor plowed into a haystack, and the farmer flew right out, landing headfirst into a pile of straw. When he stood up, hay sticking out of his hat and overalls, he looked exactly like a scarecrow. Bugs chuckled. "Nice look, Doc." "Halloween came early, huh?" The farmer shook off the hay and shouted, "You blasted rabbit! Those carrots are mine!" Bugs tilted his head. "Yours?" "Oh, no, pal. These carrots are strictly property of Bugs Bunny Enterprises. But hey, if you want one, you'll have to beat me fair and square. The chase begins." The farmer roared and jumped back onto his tractor. Bugs disappeared into his burrow. A second later, he popped up wearing a traffic cop uniform, complete with sunglasses and a whistle. He held a giant stop sign. The tractor came charging. Bugs blew the whistle, waved the sign, and yelled, "Red light, stop!" The tractor screeched, smoke puffing out of its exhaust. The farmer flew out again, this time landing in a mud puddle. Bugs walked over with a clipboard. "License and registration, please," the farmer growled. "I don't need no license to run over a rabbit." Bugs peeked at the muddy driver. "Sorry, pal. According to Section 42, Rule Number Carrot 7, you're only licensed to eat donuts." The audience laughed as the farmer stomped his foot in frustration. The race idea Bugs smirked and said, "Tell you what, Doc, if you want these carrots, let's settle it like gentlemen. A race. You on your clunky old tractor, me on, well, whatever I can find." The farmer's eyes lit up. "You're on, rabbit, and when I win, those carrots are mine." In a flash, Bugs appeared in a shiny carrot-shaped go-kart with racing stripes. He wore a helmet and goggles. "All right, Doc. May the best bunny win." Animals from all over the countryside gathered to watch. A duck waved a checkered flag. The farmer revved his noisy tractor, belching smoke. Bugs calmly munched another carrot. The flag dropped. "Go!" The race was on. The Great Carrot Cup. The farmer's tractor lurched forward, bouncing wildly, while Bugs zipped smoothly around the track. He waved at the crowd as though on a parade. Halfway through, the farmer pulled out a bucket of oil and dumped it on the track. He laughed wickedly. "Let's see that rabbit slip now." But Bugs casually pulled out a mop, leaned out of his go-kart, and cleaned the track while driving. "Can't have a dirty road, Doc. Safety first." The crowd roared with laughter. The farmer's jaw dropped. Bugs then sped ahead, but the farmer wasn't done. He tied a rocket to his tractor, lit the fuse, and blasted forward. The tractor shot past Bugs, smoke trailing behind. For a moment, it looked like the farmer would win, but then the rocket went out of control. The tractor spun in circles, lifted into the air, and crash-landed into a chicken coop. Feathers flew everywhere, chickens squawked, and the farmer stumbled out with a beak stuck on his face. Bugs drove by, honked his horn, and said, "Nice costume, Chicken Little." The final stretch. The finish line was in sight. Bugs was way ahead. The farmer, desperate, pressed every button on his tractor. The machine rattled, groaned, and finally coughed out a huge puff of black smoke. It collapsed just a few feet before the finish line. Bugs casually drove across, spun his go-kart in a circle, and posed for the cheering crowd. He hopped out, holding a giant golden carrot trophy. "Well, folks, looks like I'm the winner. Again. Guess you can't out-carrot a rabbit." The crowd laughed and applauded. More mischief. But Bugs wasn't finished having fun. While the farmer sulked, Bugs walked over and handed him a tiny trophy, shaped like a wilted cabbage. "Here you go, Doc. Second place. Don't spend it all in one place." The farmer turned red with anger. He tried to chase Bugs on foot, but Bugs zipped down his burrow, popping up behind him. "Looking for me?" The farmer spun, but Bugs disappeared again and popped up on the tractor seat. He wore the farmer's hat and mimicked him in a silly voice. "Look at me! I'm Farmer Fumble! Can't even drive a tractor straight!" The audience laughed louder. The farmer lunged, but Bugs hopped off, and the farmer landed head first in a watermelon cart. Melons rolled everywhere. Bugs picked one up, tapped it, and said, "Nice sound. Hollow, just like you, Doc." The ending. After a long day of chaos, the sun began to set. Bugs sat back under his favorite tree, munching another carrot. The farmer was tied up in his own tractor wheels, spinning slowly like laundry in a washing machine. Bugs looked at the audience, winked, and said, "And that, folks, is why you should never mess with a rabbit's carrots." He leaned back, humming his tune as the screen faded out with laughter and applause. Closing voiceover. From runaway tractors to golden carrot trophies, Bugs Bunny proves once again that brains always beat brawn. Stay tuned for more laughs, because with Bugs, the fun never ends.
If you enjoyed this funny adventure with Bugs Bunny, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more hilarious cartoons every week.